And we're still saying hello to people. So, hey, welcome to Sunday Night Lives. We're back. It was a nice. Oh, I forgot to put my watch on. That's all right. But that doesn't help me.
Three.
So we're late. 126 days until Anthem of the Seas till we do this all over again. Says Michael and Maria. We love the group cruises, and that was a fun one. It's a fun group cruise when you spend basically the next 2 days sleeping it off, and your voice is still a little off. This is from the pub, not the cruise crud.
No.
Or at least that's what we're.
No, I did. A couple people said they might have gotten a little bit of cruise crud, but I feel absolutely fine. I didn't get anything. But wow, was I tired. We don't normally take two cars, but we did take two cars to the port to help transport and everything. So I had to drive home from the port, and I was driving home going, whew, I am tired.
Usually Julie sleeps all the way home.
I know, I couldn't sleep all the way home. So I got home, I laid down, and even the kids, they didn't move. I didn't move. We didn't do anything on Friday. And yesterday was a really laggy day. I mean, a little bit of laundry, a little bit of house stuff. Most of the
laundry's done. It's now it's going to sit on the couch for the next 6 weeks unfolded.
No. And then today we were kind of getting back into the swing of things. I worked all day. You worked all day. Got a lot more laundry done, and the kids were a little bit more active and moving. But we're happy to be home. Hi guys. Hi everybody in the chat. Sorry if as you guys come in, I'm not typing anymore.
I'm seeing some new names, which is kind of cool because we met a lot of people on that ship, and
we met some really, really wonderful
some
people.
Really awesome people, some fun people.
Thank you to everyone who came up to us and said hello and or we watched your vlogs. That's we always appreciate that. But it happened on this one more than ever, probably because we have a full playlist of last year's Oasis, right. So there's a lot of content.
Well, and also the Facebook group for this sailing was very active.
Yeah,
there were a lot of really good questions and a lot of people answering those questions, and that's what we like to see because we like this community. So we're going to do quick. We'll just say hello to as many people as we can. I'm sorry if I missed you, but Cruise Nuts first in the chat. Hello, Mike and Tracy. Rob from Cruise Seekers is here. Good to see you, sir. Haven't seen you in a bit. Very good to see you. Mike and Maria are here. Looking forward to cruising with you guys in just a few short months. Scott McNeil is here. The Catherine Concepts, Laura and Eddie, both from Huddle Adventures, who were with us last week.
You guys were there.
Let's see. We have the Nautical Hippo is here.
Ooh, I like that name.
I like that name too.
I like that name.
That's new. We have Jimmy Jaggers. Good to see you, sir. Hello. Shayna Reed, who is also looking forward to November. We're calling everybody out here. Mary Ellen Dillon's here. Hello, how are you? Bone Tired Travelers, thanks for joining us. Marty Shug is in the house. Taylor has joined us as well. Hello, Taylor. How are you? Thanks for joining us. Paul G said he had to march in a parade the day after Oasis.
I feel for you.
Yes, that would have been a difficult
it sucked the energy out of me.
David Good is here. Good to see you. Raquel from MH Family Adventures is here. Hello. How are you?
We met David on the ship. We talked to him also before or on Facebook Messenger and stuff too. Good to see you here. Hi, Melissa.
Melissa has joined us for another live and back for another live show. So we've caught up. So I see there's a bunch of people watching. So if you're new here, please remember,
feel free to chat.
Yeah.
If you don't want to chat, you don't have to. But if you were on the cruise with us, if you were on Oasis and you want to drop either a thumbs up or
a hashtag Oasis, hashtag Oasis, we could do that.
Let us know that you're on the ship with us. I know that we recognize. Raquel's here too. Say hi to Raquel. I missed it. Sorry. I'm multitasking, trying to read the chat and.
Raquel just got off some cruises. She was just on the Benicia. She was up in New York.
Rocking it, man. You are rocking it. I love watching your stuff. You're doing awesome.
Shayna says, PSA for the wine drinkers, don't put the wine in the freezer to cool and forget to pull it out before it turns into a giant slushy. There is nothing wrong with this wine slushy. And just in time for a wine slushy.
As long as you can get it out of the bottle.
Just in time for a wine slushy. Kate has joined us in the chat.
Hey, Kate was on the ship with us.
As well. So we have a lot of people here with us.
Drink of the evening tonight. Hold on a second. I'm going to actually do this. I am one is water. This is water. Water.
Don't mix them
it's
up.
Water. Now. I won't mix them up. I know I need to be drinking my water. But this is homemade a gift that we got.
Oh,
Homemade limoncello. That is fantastic, and topped off with a little bit of prosecco. So the limoncello, of course, I sipped it just by itself, and it's so good. But you mix a little bit of prosecco with it, and oh, it's delicious. So that's my drink of the evening tonight. Thank you very much for the prosecco, or for both the prosecco and the limoncello. But thank you.
I'm on my
It's
standard.
so good.
I'm on my regular daily stuff there.
I saved it to have it for our live. So yeah, it was really rough.
What a great cruise. So I mean, let's jump right into it. I mean, we're 8 minutes in. We want to talk about, I mean, so much to talk about with this cruise. I mean, it was, I mean, first of all, I personally, I'm gonna do it right now, because I always say I can't pick a favorite cruise ship until I've been on all of them. But for the ones that I've been on so far, this is my favorite ship.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's a tie between this and Harmony, but they're sister ships. They're almost identical. I do really like Harmony of the Seas for a couple reasons, but Oasis is right there.
Even with the little bit of rust she's showing, even with the little bit of age that she's showing, even though she's was amplified,
her
she's got her crow's feet.
Yeah, she's got her crow's feet, but like they're the wisdom crow's feet. I don't know. Let's tackle first. We sailed out of Bayonne, New Jersey, June 23rd. So the end of June, right after school gets out in New Jersey, on a really family-oriented ship.
There were a lot of kids.
There was a lot of kids. And for us, it could not have been better. I mean, our kids had a great time. They were their typical cruising selves. I hope that they were always on their best behavior. I believe that they were. But there was a lot of kids. They all interacted with other kids. They all made friends. There's no issues that way. But I did hear some murmurs and some other people, especially in the Facebook group, who were not super pleased with the amount of kids that were on the ship.
Some people are only here to hear how many kids there were on the ship.
We did a poll in the Facebook group today too. We did reach out to Royal Caribbean after the cruise to get the official number of passengers. We have the official number of adults. The official adult passengers, not crew passengers. The official number of kid passengers, and that's anyone under the age of 17. Not 12, anyone under the age of 17. Mm-hmm. So all passengers under the age of 17, all passengers that were adults over the 17, and then, of course, the total number of passengers. So we're going to wait a couple minutes to announce that, because if anybody's in the chat and wants to chime in, if anybody was on the ship and wants to chime in, or if anybody has an experience of a cruise where there was either a lot of kids or no kids and wants to chime in, please do. For us, it was fantastic. I loved seeing the kids play. I loved them out and about. It's their vacation too. They do, as long as they're behaved, as long as they're well-mannered, and as long as they're not causing any trouble. I say, have a ball, guys. Have an extra ice cream cone.
Raquel says she loves a ship full of kids.
I do too, Raquel.
You know, when you're a parent, you want to see a ship full of kids, because you want, I mean, I think now our little Katie is kind of starting to come out of her shell, and just about every cruise now, she's starting to make friends with just about, you know, she'll find a little friend or two or three or seven on every ship that we go on now. But but I forget where I was going with that. Go ahead, save me.
Oh, wow. Sorry. This is a great question. Can the kids come and go as they please in the kids club, or do they have to be picked up by parents? My son is 10. So that does vary from line to line. On Royal Caribbean, they can sign themselves out once they're the age of 9, but you have to approve that. You have to go to the kids club. You have to register them. I believe Carnival is also the age of 9. I think they're both the age of 9, but don't mark my words on that. But just know that you have to check with your cruise line. If you approve that they can sign themselves out, they can. Over the age of 13, at least on Royal Caribbean, they can always sign themselves in and out. They're in a different age bracket. Up until the age of 12, you have to give permission, and it's only between the ages of, I believe, 9 and 12 that they can sign themselves out. It really wasn't an issue for us. We did give both of our sons permission to sign themselves out. They're 9 and 12, but they didn't go there that much. They were with us most of the time. Katie cannot sign herself out, and she's 8. So your son at 10 will be able to sign himself out, at least on Royal Caribbean or Carnival, if you give him permission to do so.
So a couple comments here. Laura says she did not see a single misbehaved kid. I saw some misbehaved adults. But no, there was some rowdiness that could have been.
I don't know if I saw any. I mean, I heard about like things on Facebook and stuff like that, but I thought everybody. Really I didn't run into any issues or circumstances with anybody, adult or kid.
Nothing really bad, but Eddie hits the
Thank you, Tony. Tony says we're tan.
Makes my teeth look white.
Oh, and I totally agree with that. Is that Laura, or no, that's Eddie.
No, so Eddie says we had zero issues with the kids on Oasis. You can't expect a cruise in the summer without a large number of kids. Families vacation when their kids are on summer vacation.
Totally agree,
so
Eddie.
For those of you who are new here, this is our channel is mostly about cruising with families and groups and friends. And we have 3 kids that are 12, 9, and 8 right now. And they come with us on just about every cruise we do. Not all, but we cruise with them a lot. And, we like teaching them the right way to cruise. We teach them to hold as many deck chairs as they possibly can, cut in line anytime they can, make sure they're the first one in the elevator, even if nobody's getting, I'm totally kidding. This is a joke.
Touch all the food in the buffet. Come on, don't give people a heart attack. Don't give people a heart attack. We do, and you know what? They do recognize those things, and it is nice that they're learning the etiquette and, of course, their manners. Hi, Julie Amos. Welcome in. You're not late. You didn't miss a thing.
No.
We're just talking about how we just got home from Oasis of the Seas, down to the Bahamas, but you just got home from Alaska, and I love seeing your pictures. They look beautiful. I mean, I cannot wait to do Alaska. So there was a lot of kids on the ship. There was a lot of people on the ship. It was a very full ship. It felt full, but Oasis class ships are very big. Big ships are not for everybody. Sometimes, and even we appreciate a smaller ship. But for this type of ship, there's so much that you can do.
Look who's here.
Hey! Hi, Surf.
Bly's
Good to see you guys. Hey, Bly.
Surf, I sent you a message. We're gonna talk.
We're so happy to see people. These are people that we met on the ship. And we're so happy you guys are stopping in. So happy to have you here. And awesome.
Mike says, I was a pleasure meeting you guys. I was going to came with you during dinner at the MDR about how you looked like a
yeah. Hey, you were sitting behind us at dinner. Hi, welcome in.
But yeah, see, this is what we love. We love this community that grows every week. Every week we see more and more people, and so let's see. If my kids didn't live in here, I'd move to Alaska. Hold on here. No misbehaved kids on the Alaska cruise. No elevator issues. No running in the halls. We did have some running in the halls on Oasis.
My kids, every once in a while, they were in front, and they would start running in the halls, and I'd be behind them, not late at night, but I'd be like, no running, guys, no running. At 8 and 9, they do tend to try to take off, and I would say that, and then they'd speed walk the rest of the way. So you know what, though? This is how kids learn. We are teaching them, and I think that's what's key. So, you can't expect absolutely nothing.
There was a little bit of door slamming and stuff, but not like intentional door slamming.
No, every once in a while, I was like, oh my God, guys, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
But ours and some others, but that doesn't bother me, but we are definally trying to teach that.
Hey, it's Dave from Washington. Dave, I sent you a message.
Hi, Dave.
Hopefully you got that there. Let's see. So what else? So we've been talking a lot about kids. I missed a good comment up here. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. There was a good. You guys are talking. Back. I love the chat. Paul says deck 15 was swarming with kids in the late evening. It was fantastic to see. Rowdy but polite and respectful at the time. I walked the top deck every night around 11:30. We only got up there with the kids the one night, and we like to do at least one night of late night.
Deck 15 is the pool deck.
Yes.
So we did that on, I forget even which night it was. I'll have to do it when I do the vlogs. But yeah, we went up there one night. I know that I think Chuck and Kate, if you're in here, you guys went up there maybe a couple times, right? And the kids, I was surprised out of so many. I almost said a number. Out of so many people on this ship.
Not yet. Don't get.
There was literally
don't tell them yet.
No, but there was literally only 15 people when we were up there in the pool and around immediately surrounding the pool, because I counted them like the whole time, and I'm going, wow, like everybody found somewhere to be.
There was a whole bunch of kids, including ours, that were doing like swim races back and forth across the pool, and the lifeguard was there laughing hysterically.
He was, and a couple times, he would like give them a little bit of a like, okay, like no roughhousing or whatever in the water, and there was no other adults in there. I mean, this was just the kids having fun.
Is this Jason from Magic?
I don't know.
Kim and Jason from Magic, I think. It's great to see you guys because their daughter was Brianna, I think. Good to see you guys.
Yeah.
So,
okay, hey guys.
Rob says 99% of the kids and more are just fine doing normal kid things. I'm good with them. Love their energy. Now get off my lawn. All right.
Now listen,
that's
we
how
don't
I
want to
feel
turn this
too.
all into just like a kids cruising thing, whatever.
All right.
So we were cruising. So this was our cruise. It was the How We Cruise. We're wearing our group t-shirts. How We Cruise with Friends 2.0. We called it that because last year we did in June, almost
Still available for sale in our merch store, even though I'm not sure why.
Same week, same same itinerary, same ship. Actually, it was 1 week difference. We did that last year, so this year we did it again. We went back with another 30 people this year. Some were the same, some were different. Eddie and Laura are in the chat. They were there with us. Huddle Adventures. Amanda and Josh have luggage will travel. They are currently on an airplane right now, flying home because they spent some time in New York City. But they were on there with us.
Is Mom in the chat?
My parents were with. I was going to mention her before too. Yeah, my mom always, because she says she loves to see the kids on the ship.
Oh yeah.
You know, as a grandparent, she said she just loves to sit back and watch not our kids but other people's kids. Like she just says it's fun to see everybody having fun. They were on the ship with us. My brother and sister-in-law and their kids were on the ship with us. Other family members, some extended family members.
We have to change course a little bit because we're getting some questions.
Yes, let's answer.
Michael wants to know, and I'll let you go first.
Okay.
So I'm going to put you on the spot.
Great.
What was the highlight of the trip?
The highlight of the trip? Oh my gosh. The highlight of the trip. You know, when you sit back, for us, because we're fortunate enough to be able to do a few cruises, you know, or cruise more often than we would have imagined. But when you sit back for a second and you look and you see everybody that kind of came with your group doing what they love and having a great time, and then coming together, whether it's at dinner or that's actually what I was thinking about. When we took the group picture, so everybody was there, everybody climbed on the staircase, and we were going to wait in line to have one of the photographers take our picture. And then we said, you know what? Why are we waiting in line with the group? We climbed in a corner elsewhere in the ship. We asked the crew member or passing
there you go. That's
person.
That's the highlight of my trip right there.
That was exactly what I was going to say too.
All those people that came together, and what's really cool is we've got all generations. We've got grandparents, we got kids, we got parents, we got cousins, we got friends,
teenagers, we got tweens.
Everybody had a blast. And what I'm excited for and a little nervous about is the fact that I don't know where we're going to find a good enough place on Anthem to take this same picture in November, because we're going to have
I'm not worried about
people.
I'm not worried about that. But that is going to be a big picture to take.
Yes, and that's going to be fun.
So yeah, I think that was a highlight of my trip. It's the combination of being able to see everybody, especially on a ship like Oasis, enjoy themselves. And then when we took the picture, I really liked that. All
right, so that was our first question. That was the highlight of the trip.
Okay.
Let's do another question here. Anna wants to know, did we eat in any of the specialty restaurants? And if so, what were your thoughts?
Did we eat anything? We didn't eat. We did. Oh, I did.
You ate in two, and I ate in two, and they weren't the same two.
Oh, you're right. Okay. So me and my mom, so for Mother's Day, actually, I got my mom and me a lunch at Izumi for sushi, because we both love sushi. So we went and had a nice lunch on the first sea day, just the two of us. It was really, really good. It was so much sushi, and we both love sashimi too, that we couldn't eat it all. We couldn't finish it. So we wrapped up, we couldn't even touch our dessert. We had them wrap up what we couldn't eat, and our desserts. We took them up and gave them to my dad. We gave him the leftovers. It was really, really good.
Now, the other specialty we did is Playmakers. Playmakers is it's a sports bar, and it is an upcharge, and it was pretty reasonably priced. I mean, you're talking, burgers and wings, and I mean, we definitely did not leave there hungry, and we definitely left with leftovers that we did bring back to the room, and yeah, that was good food. It was really good. It was really, really good. And the third,
we couldn't finish all that either.
No, the third place we did try was Portside Barbecue, and that's Tony's question. How was Portside Barbecue?
I didn't eat at Portside Barbecue, so I can't speak to it. I'm not a huge barbecue fan. I mean, I do like it, but like if I'm, yeah. Wait,
So the
before
boys,
you, this was my favorite. Can you guys see that? Well, I don't know if it's coming through really great, but
there you go. Right
there you go. That's the onion ring tower at Playmakers that we had, and equally as good was there's the wings. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, they're on Facebook.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I know.
Here.
I don't know if they were as good as the wings that we had on NCL though. Those chili lime or sweet chili wings.
NCL
so
wings.
Good. So good.
Did I deflect enough on my review of Portside Barbecue?
Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
The music was really good.
Why don't you just
I didn't love it.
Be honest. Tell them exactly what you told me. Because you said you had no problem reporting it that way.
It was dry. It took a really long time. We got in line at the tail end of lunch hour. And the line, there was probably 5 or 6 people in front of us. And I'm like, all right, the last time I tried to go there last year, the line was out the door and down the thing. And I'm like, there's no way I'm doing that right now. I want my lunch. I'm hungry. Not doing that. But the boys wanted to try it. There was live music playing. So we did get in line there. And it was probably a 30 minutes with only 5 people in front of us. And then we had to wait for our food after that. We were in there over an hour.
In the middle of a sea day.
And it wasn't.
Or was it a pork day? I don't even know.
It wasn't the best. It wasn't
anyway,
the best.
You came back and you said that you said it was a waste of $35.
I did.
Those were your exact words. You said it was a waste of money. And he regrets going because it was not good. So
yeah, they do consider Playmakers a specialty. Blythe says the chops was amazing.
No, Playmakers, hold on one second. Playmakers is a specialty, but it's a la carte. It's not like going to use up one of your dining things, but you can.
You can.
Yes, you can go and eat there if you do have the dining package and whatever. So, anyway.
Shayna says the onion tower looked really good, but big. Can 2 people finish it, or do you need a crowd?
It depends on how much you like onion rings.
It depends on how much you like onion rings.
You guys all got burgers and everything else. I got onion rings.
The burgers were really good.
We still couldn't finish them.
I did like the burgers. David says, did you think the wristbands were worth it?
Great question. I love this one. You want to go first or you want me to?
I think we have the same opinion.
I think we have the same opinion. We've talked a lot about it. And I actually think that other people, I think my mom's opinion was the same too. I like the thought of them, right? I think that they're missing things. There was no need. If we wanted to order a drink or anything, we could just give them our card or our room number and our name, and we didn't need to have the band. So if like you were in the pool or you were walking somewhere else, like they didn't need, and if you're at the bar, say you have to take off the wristband for them to scan it. So you still would just give them your room number.
The scanners were at the bar. So if you wanted to order a drink from the
and there's no identifying marks on the bands, right? So they're not going to take your band because there's no way to know which one they're going to give back to the right person.
So we bought 5, 1 for each of us. Mm-hmm. So we bought different colors. And then I was going to pick different colors for the kids so we could distinguish them, right? Because 3 kids, right? They said all kids under the age of 13 have to wear a yellow wristband. And I'm like,
which doesn't make sense because they have they have to wear the yellow plastic band that doesn't come off from the ship. So the fact that their wristband has to be yellow didn't make sense to me. I'm sure they have their reasoning, so I'm not going to judge it. But I don't understand why.
But I did make the guy when we got there. I had them write the kids' names on the inside of the band. But he only wrote them on with a Sharpie, and it sweat off.
It sweat off right away. But I'll say this: I loved the kids having the bands. I wish that they could have had a different color, so we would have identified which one was theirs right away in the room because they could put it on their wrist, and we didn't. We knew they could always get in the room. We knew they weren't going to lose their card. That I really liked. So I liked it for the kids. I think the only thing that would make it better for the kids is to have kind of like the medallions have with Princess. Have a tracker in it because I'm telling you right now, if you could have a tracker and know exactly, where your kid was, or goodness,
it'd be a home run.
God forbid, they get out of your sight and they're younger or whatever. I just think it would be that one extra step. I'm sure there's probably more money for them to do that, but I think that would be awesome. The thing that my mom said about the bands is she wished it had like a tiny little digital analog clock or a digital clock in it because she said she would love to just be able to look down it and know the time. Again, that's probably a cost factor.
Oh,
I'm talking about the things that would make these things more worth it.
I had
because we always had our watch on one wrist, and then
I had my band on the other wrist.
I didn't
had
wear it much.
My Flow Rider wristband.
Yeah.
And
it also sweat like it. There was no. It was like silicone, and it's against your wrist, and there's like no breathing room. So I didn't want another tan line, and I never take off my watch, guys. I mean, I have it on all the time for everything. I have different bands for like when I want to dress up and go. I mean, like literally, like I do have quite the tan line. I didn't want another one on my other wrist just for that, so I ended up not wearing it. So I think they're worth it for kids. I do not think they're worth it for the adults. I wouldn't bother unless they made them more like the medallion or they made them something a little bit better.
So it looks like the consensus is a thumbs down. And I'm watching the chat here. It's a thumbs down on Portside, so we just got off Carnival Celebration too. And Guys Pig and Anchor, which I would consider the same, that got a thumbs up. So Pig and Anchor beats Portside Barbecue. But a big thumbs up from everybody on Playmakers.
Yeah, so Playmakers is fantastic.
Playmakers is definitely.
Tony anytime says, we're on a cruise together, you can have the rest of my onion rings. So.
And Shayna says.
I'll always order them, but I'll never.
Shayna says that her and Mark are going to give it a try. Well, maybe what we'll do is we'll have a group dining or something like that over Playmakers.
Yeah, we should do a little thing.
That'll be nice.
Somebody, I don't know if you passed it or went back up, but I think I saw Mike ask what's the number count on our November cruise. I think we have just under 48.
45.
48.
Are we up?
I think we're at 48 people, Mike. I'll double check and I'll post it. I'll post it in our Facebook group, but I think we're at 48 people.
Mike and Maria said Chops and 150 are their favorites. Chops, we've had the Chops lunch. We have not had actual Chops yet, but
I can't wait to do 150 Central Park, but like I don't want to do that until we have it's just the two of us. And I'm not going to take the kids. We'll enjoy a nice dinner there to celebrate something. I don't know what.
Cruising on the High Seas and Travel has joined us. Good day, y'all, and happy one day after Canada Day. Happy Canada Day to all. So we talked a lot about the good stuff. We talked about kids and numbers.
You were at 9:30ish or so.
Should we give up the number?
Do you want to give up the number?
Should we give up the number?
So I did a Facebook poll today on the private group.
Any last guesses on the total number?
I'm going to read off what people. I should hit refresh just to make sure.
Refresh.
Yeah, refresh. So I'm in the Facebook page.
Any last guesses on the total number of people on the ship?
Lots of comments too, guys.
And the total number of kids.
I read all the comments. Some people thrilled. Some people, a lot of comments about too many kids. I gave a bunch of options. So the winner in the poll was people guessed there was about 6,100 total passengers, 900 kids with 5,200 adults. That was the number one guess. The number two guess was 6,500 total passengers and 1,700 kids with 4,800 adults. And then it went down from there all the way down to just under 5,000 passengers with about 1,000 kids. So the ship, Oasis of the Seas, that holds over 6,000 people.
Well over 6,000.
You want to tell them what the final numbers were? Guys, if you were on this sailing with us, if you were on this cruise, if you saw pictures.
The total number of passengers was 6,562, with 1,816 of them being kids.
Under the age of 18.
Under the age of 18. So that's about almost a third of the ship being under the age of 18, 28%. Which is a lot of kids.
28% were kids. 72% were adults, and I couldn't have had a better time. I do believe that the kids were not just ours. All the kids I saw were well behaved.
One of the first times that we've been able to put our kids into any of the kids clubs on any of the cruise lines, and they've actually enjoyed it.
They had a great time, yeah. But they still didn't spend a lot of time there because
no, they didn't.
They wanted to do the flow rider. They wanted to do mini golf. Brian was a little upset that there was so many adult time onlys for pickleball.
Yes.
But we explained that to him. So they do things like that, like adult only. There was even adult only mini golf. There was adult only pickleball. There was adult only times for a lot of things where they asked the kids to step aside for an hour or two, and I'm fine with that. But yeah. It was a crowded ship.
It was
6,500 people.
Yeah, even though it was crowded, the only times it really felt crowded
it didn't feel crowded to me. I mean, I felt like there was a lot of people there, but
it felt crowded on night one for the balloon drop. It felt crowded.
Oh, but that was fun. That was the first time we've got to experience it because the balloon drop's always been canceled on every cruise that we've been on so far because it's only just coming back after they got rid of it for COVID.
Oh, Tony's at the game. Brian's
Tony,
watching it upstairs.
Yeah, enjoy the game, please.
Absolutely.
Thanks for stopping in.
The only other time it felt tight was those parties on the promenade. It's a very closed in space. You got people walking to the pub. You got people walking to Sorrento's. You got people looking for shopping and all these things. And it's not a large area when you try to put
honestly
6,000 people.
I thought that the schooner bar is always busy, right? At night. But I thought the pub
was really crowded.
No, I thought that was the least crowded it's ever been than any other royal cruise that we've been on with the pub. I thought that it was much easier. You didn't have to get there as early to get a seat if you wanted to sit somewhere. Definitely. And I think that's because there's more and more options now. Really, there really is. Like things are coming back that weren't before, such as the balloon drop. And I should have made a list beforehand. But
well, we got a couple comments here. First, we're going to bring this one up first because for the new people that are here, Mike says he's trying to plan his next cruise line. And Mike, we can help you with that because for anybody that's in the chat that's new here, Julie and I are both agents, and we can help you pick out the right vacation for your family and get you guys all booked up, and hopefully find you a deal or some onboard credit or something like that. But we
does
a lot of times
cost a thing to use a travel agent,
nope,
guys. Or it shouldn't cost a thing to use a travel agent, not us.
And
so
we run a lot of
we run
a lot of group trips too. So if you're looking for hanging out with a lot of the people here in the chat, consider that too. Let's go back to Mike and Maria said, usually on embarkation day, it feels crowded. After that, it's awesome.
Yeah,
I did think it was it did feel a little crowded as we're getting, but you know where it felt most crowded?
Where?
Getting off the ship in Coco Cay.
Oh, wow. Let me tell you, they opened those doors and let us off the gangway at exactly 8:00, and people were lined up at 7. We weren't quite there at 7. We were there a little bit after that. And I'll tell you what, we waited in a line because we did get in line early, but it took exactly 18 minutes from the time they opened up at 8:00. We were off the ship at 8:18. I think it felt longer because we were waiting. And I got to tell you, for where we were up on the 4th deck to get off, on the 3rd deck, downstairs and around the corner and whatever to get off. So those 18 minutes really wasn't that bad. It really moved, but people get in line early. They went whatever. Cause I know people that came down at 8:30 and essentially got right off. So it feels like a long time, guys. They're not kidding when they say they're not going to let you off early. Paul says
they got off a little later. No wait, just right off. Yeah, if you wait just a little bit, we knew we had a large group and we knew where we wanted to be. So we wanted to make sure we were on the earlier side getting off. So we made sure if you want to be early getting off, you got to get in line early. Yeah. And that was kind of where that was one of the places where I did see some poor behavior. There were some people that came down and were pushing their way to the front. There was a lot of people pushing through. And it was like, dude, we're all getting off the ship.
It was
like,
the younger people.
No, it was not kids.
It was
not kids.
It was people. Yeah. And it is pretty funny because you're like, we're all getting off. It's okay. And it is
the island can comfortably accommodate 10,000 people. They put 2 ships in port. Independence of the Seas was there with us. And I don't feel like Coco Cay felt crowded. Did Coco Cay feel crowded to you?
No.
I don't think so.
I didn't wait in line at the buffet at all when I got some food. I feel like
a little bit,
there
but
wasn't as
totally
many
reasonable.
servers as I've seen walking around in the past, but that's okay because I still feel like we never really waited long. If we wanted something, we were across from the snack shack. That was great. And
All right. So we talked a lot about what we love. We talked about group cruises, and I want to make sure we give it enough time to bring it back around. Tell me something you didn't love.
Something that I didn't love. Well, do you have something in mind already? Because let me think about it a second. He just throws questions at me. He's like, come on, have your answer.
Well, we'll go to the chat then. Anna says she loved the water park, plenty of chairs and umbrellas. Hopefully you got a good deal on that. We've done the water park before with our kids. And if you can get a good price on it, it's really good. Sometimes the lines can get a little nutty in there. And with our kids being a little on the shorter side. They didn't get to do everything in there, so that's not one of our places that we usually grab.
I know something I didn't love. I know something I didn't love.
What didn't you love?
So we rented a casita for the first time.
Oh.
And it was I got a really great deal on it, and we were going as a group, and I thought it would be a great place.
Black Friday.
Yeah, like I thought it would be a great place, like a meeting place, like because everybody does always worry about chairs and whatever. I said, we know we're not getting off the ship in Port Canaveral. We're gonna rent this casita. It was a fantastic price. We had it for the whole day.
Worked out really well.
We could tell everybody where we're gonna be. We got a couple. It was up on the 16th deck, so it wasn't like people were super right around the pool. We were able to talk and mingle, and we had some chairs right around it too. Perfect place. That I loved. I can't wait to do it again. It was really, really awesome. I don't think every ship has a casita, but I wish they all did, because I would love to do that on at least one day on every group cruise. Fantastic. Now, what didn't I like about it? So they're first come, first serve, no problem. Again, it's not the one that I had a couple picked out. I didn't even get the one that we had originally planned, but it worked out for the better, because I think our location was it worked out to be better until I am sitting there and I'm like, something doesn't smell good. Like something really, really, and
it wasn't me.
I got an instant headache. I'm not because I get things like that'll trigger. I get migraines and stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, this is not right. I turn around, and they are varnishing the railing. That's about, I'm not kidding you when I say a foot, like just enough to squeeze a person between. Like it's not, you can't walk through there. Squeeze them between the casita and the railing.
Yeah.
And it reeks like polyurethane or whatever it would be, and lacquer or whatever. And
smelly batty stuff.
I turned around and I was like, I was very polite, but I was like, do you have to be doing that right now? I said, that really smells. And we were traveling with kids. Our kids were all around us, and like they were coming and going to the water slide and down to the pool and right up. We could see them right where we were sitting. And he stopped, went down to the other end, started working in from the other end. And we did get somebody, and we asked, and they were very polite and very responsive right away. They did stop, and they said, but don't worry, it's going to dry in a half hour. Now, I know better. I do work at home.
If that stuff dried in a half hour, there'd be a lot more stuff done around our house right now.
Now, because we were at port, we weren't moving. The air was stagnant. It was super hot. That smell did not go away. And it wasn't like we had the option to move. We had paid to rent that spot, and we couldn't move to another location
because they were all full.
And it really ruined that experience. So as awesome as it was, and I can't wait to do it again, and I loved having the casita, I thought that it was very poor decision on it wasn't that gentleman's fault that was doing the work either. He was told to go varnish the railing, and he did it. And when we asked him to stop, he stopped right away. But somebody made a very poor decision. And yeah.
Listen, we are very well aware of the fact that these ships sail 7 days a week, and they're always have people on them, and they have to do their maintenance while people are on board. Okay. We've seen them paint stairs. We've seen them paint things like on the Carnival Celebration, they closed a staircase so they could fix stairs. Like, we understand this stuff happens.
Yeah. But that, because we had paid for it and we couldn't move, and then we actually left for the rest of the time. We went down to the pool, and we didn't really come back. We came back for a couple minutes later, but then even then we were over on the other side. That's the only thing. And I'm not, you know what? When we talked to them, I said, I just don't want this to happen to somebody else or happen again. I think that feedback is important. Yeah. It was not a complaint, but it was definitely feedback that maybe they shouldn't do. They should choose a different time to lacquer when they're doing it right there.
Well, there were other people around us who are saying, oh, they should do that at night. And it's like, I don't know if they can do it at night.
I don't know if they can do it at night.
It definitely middle of the day.
Or at least pick a day when we're not at port, because then there's air movement.
Or do it on Coco Cay Day when everybody gets off the ship, not on Port Canaveral Day when nobody gets off the ship.
Anyway,
Will G has joined us, as Together We
I love watching
Together We Travel has as well. Thank you for joining us. Good to see you both.
What about you? What's something that you didn't like about the ship, or something that you a circumstance that you didn't like, or anybody in the chat?
That was probably the one I disliked the most. There there was.
We roll with the punches and go with the flow.
Really do.
It takes a lot to kind of.
I was a little disappointed when Aqua 80s got canceled, but that's again,
yeah.
they
We didn't tell them
rescheduled
that.
us.
So we were scheduled for Aqua 80's night 4, and we went and we were sitting. They let everybody in. The cast was all makeuped and clothed up, or in their costumes. Everybody was ready to go. And then the Katie, our cruise director, came on and said, "I know you guys probably noticed we're running a little late. There's a malfunctioning piece of equipment. They're replacing it, and we're hoping to still get the show going." She came back on another few minutes later and said, "Unfortunately, we did replace it, but they're still getting the red flag that something is not right for the aerial stuff. So they canceled the show, but they took everybody that was scheduled for that night, and they moved us to night 7. And so our reservation stayed. They just moved it, and we went night 7. And I got to tell you, we've seen that show before. So even if we hadn't been able to see it, I think I would have been disappointed because I love it, but it was okay. But what I liked is that we had an earlier time on night 7. It was 6:45, which normally they don't do that time. I liked seeing the whole thing in the daylight. Now, I know a lot of that is designed to be seen at nighttime.
Yeah.
So there's like different lights and strobes and different kinds of like headlamps and things that are really cool. But I appreciated seeing it in the daylight. And they had a later show that was at night 2. Anyway, it was a little disappointing, but not. I mean, whatever, it was fine.
David said he didn't like the drinks and food being left on the floor in the elevators. They were always spilled.
Oh.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
We did see a lot of that. There was a lot more than I'm used to seeing. And I mean, I know that goes back and forth. That's a cruise thing, tradition. Do you take your stuff out of the room and put it on the floor in the hallway? Do you leave it? I don't think you should ever leave it in. I know. I was gonna say I don't think you ever should leave it in an elevator. That's kind of a poor spot to give it.
I don't even like putting it out in my room. I just leave it on my counter and let the room steward take it the next day. But it doesn't bother me in the hallways.
Blaine is stopping in to say hello. Hi, Blaine. Happy 4th to you as well. I know you got your live stream in a little bit, so hopefully, and
Thank you,
appreciate
Julie.
you stopping in.
I didn't like that. I thought that particularly on this cruise, the elevators were quite toasty.
A little warm.
I noticed that I got in sometimes and they were very like humid. They were like steamy and humid. So I thought that stuck out to me.
You know what I didn't like? There was that room down on. It was on one of the lower decks. I went in there with $200 and they came out with none.
I did all right at the casino. We lost at craps, but we did okay on the slots. So
Paul G shared a fun fact. Before every U.S. port, they have to prepare the ship for a surprise inspection. Dining crew has to polish every piece of silverware, for example. Yeah, they did mention that they were going to get inspected. I think it may not have been a surprise.
I just think it was funny. Like you guys. Everybody on every cruise, and there's even, there's designated Facebook groups out there. There's everything for the chair hogs.
That's
the chair
a great Facebook
vultures.
group. Oh, find the chair hogs. That's a great
anyway, it's funny. I love to get up early and I love to go get a couple of chairs, not too many. But I love being out there myself and watching everybody come and like how about, I'm not going to point anything out too directly, but there was this one group that every day they came in across the pool and they would on 2 ends and they would get the same number of chairs, whatever, and they come and they disappear. But you start to notice the patterns. You start to notice people.
There were some chair hogs.
So I did a little thing this cruise for TikTok, and I started at 6:45, and I did the 3 main pools, right? So I did the main pool, the sports pool, and the beach pool, and at 6:45, I ran around and did 3 quick little snaps and put it together into a TikTok. At 7:45, I did it again. At 8:45, I did it again. And at 12:45, I did it again. And so there's 4 different TikToks that are up. And did I put them on YouTube also? If they're not there, I'll make sure that I add them to YouTube Shorts. And you can see the progression of the day. At 6:45, there's literally nobody. At 7:45, there's literally almost every chair held, but nobody in them. At 8:45, they're about half full. And at 12:45, the chairs are full and most of them have butts in them. But that one took off pretty quick. At the
I was
8:45 when
looking
people.
for I was looking for your other photo.
Oh, I don't look. I don't know which. Oh. That is. It's there. It's not in that one. It's in our. It's in our page.
It's on our page.
It's in our page. Yeah.
All right, you keep talking.
So I had a little fun with this, and actually, me and my dad were down there early. He's having his coffee, and we're chatting, and we're waiting for the kids to come up. They come up pretty early. They like being up, and somehow, some way, yeah, it's definitely there. Okay.
We'll find it.
It's in our, not in that group page. It's in our community page.
You see
Anyway,
deal with people.
If you haven't already, join our community page. We post all kinds of things, and we love to see your photos. We love to see your trips. We love to answer your questions.
We'll put that in the chat. If you haven't joined the community group yet,
yes,
click on this link. I promise it's not spam. Just click on over there. Join that group. We're trying to grow that group, so we want to see that hit thousands. So.
A little satire, a little fun. I went over to the Lime and Coconut, and I took my towel clips and my towel, and the bar is not even open yet. And the screen is still closed. And I threw my towel over the back of the bar chair, and I put my clips on there. And
not the whole, not that.
Keep going. No, keep going. Yes, keep going.
I saw it. That's not the one I want.
I know, but still click on that. Scroll down. Oh my goodness, people!
You're killing me. This is not it.
Can I do it? You talk.
What are we talking about? I was trying to find a picture.
I was talking about my satire, what I did. So
that's not the picture I want.
I know, that's fine. Oh, I love this too. Guys, our friends Daniel and Nancy Fields are out on a cruise in they're going to Ensenada in Mexico, and they have one of our Howie Cruise bags, and they posted that picture today in our Howie Cruise community group, and they said they're taking a picture with our bag everywhere that they go. I'm gonna post it. So go ahead. You keep talking. Go read the thing and go with the next question.
Anna says their kids love playing ping pong. We just wish they had more tables. Yeah, our kids had the same problem. They were trying to find the. See, that's the only one you put there. Oh, there it is. Julie thinks she's funny. She saved all of our chairs for the day. Before the bar event.
Guys, it was only for a minute. It was just for the photo. Don't get all everybody's panties in a bunch. I didn't do it for real, but we did think it was pretty funny to take that photo and post. We saved all of it. So whose comment was getting your money's, or when you're bound and determined to get your money's worth of the drink package?
Yeah. But all right, so
I love that, Julie. Amos, we would love that if you take pictures of it. I love that. It's so cool.
So yeah, so join the community group if you haven't already. Post your own pictures in there. Let us know when you're going to be cruising. Share your photos in there with us. We love helping out. Post your questions in there. Mike says, not sure if you guys felt the same way, but I did find the entertainment-wise it was lacking on the ship. Now,
Michael, did you go to Cats? I'm curious because we did not go this time, and we went last time. We loved the performers. We hear this over and over again. The performers are really, really good, but we don't enjoy the show itself. And we didn't make it to the headliner show with the illusionist and the comedian. We didn't make it to any of the comedians.
Really good reviews.
Got really good reviews, but we doing the group and with little kids, like they love to go too. We just had so much on our plate, we couldn't make it everywhere. Oh, look at that. Josh and Amanda just landed.
And, well, they had to give their regular text.
Safe. Oh, is that what? Ding, I didn't even
look at my phone. Was the ding. That was the ding. So
wouldn't be alive.
Thank you for
without a text
joining us there. You haven't missed anything. Paul says the illusionist was fantastic. Yeah, I think he's the same guy that we saw last year.
I'm sorry that
and he was really, really good. Yeah,
he was
really,
really guy was really good in the ice show. That was very
Frozen in Time.
Very cool. I thought the ice show, I don't want to offend anybody, but I'm going to say it. I thought the ice show was very similar, maybe a little bit different than last year. It's the same show, Frozen in Time, but maybe they tweaked a couple different things. I'm not sure, but I thought it was better. I thought the ice show was better this time than last year. It was the same show, Frozen in Time.
Mike says he didn't go to Cats, just the Aqua 80s. I've gone to Norwegian, and I felt like there were more shows, music, and entertainment on that cruise line. I think so.
I don't disagree with you that
on Norwegian,
Oasis sailings entertainment lacked for me compared to other Royal and
Well, typically,
even Oasis last year.
so typically with a Royal Caribbean ship, you've got your main show, your Broadway style show, and this ship is Cats. So we skip Cats because it doesn't jive for our family. But on the other ships that have the Broadway style shows, we always go Grease or we're looking really forward to Anthem because Anthem has
Rock of Ages.
No, we will rock you.
Oh, we will
Rock of Ages is on.
Sorry.
The other one, but it's all the music from Queen, which is a good show.
My next cruise is with you guys. Let me know about group tours on the cruise. Duly, we are on it. So now that we're home from this one,
we saw something shiny. We just moved right off entertainment.
Sorry. No, I don't know. We're definitely gonna be posting some polls, find out what you guys want to do, what we want to do as a group, what you guys want to be doing on your own, and all that fun stuff. So stay tuned. We're already starting to post in that Facebook group now.
To loop back though, Paul, you hit the nail on the head. That's exactly how we feel about it too. The performance, the lighting, the dancing, the singing, it's absolutely, the performers are great. Yeah. It's just the story doesn't. But they had Aeromyth in the Royal Theater. Aeromyth belongs in the music hall. I'm sorry, Aeromyth belongs.
I have a theory on this. Aeromyth is a cover band. I mean, they're a fantastic cover band, but they're a cover band. And when you go to the music hall to see them, you're in a small venue that does get packed, and that's part of the atmosphere. Mm-hmm. You feel like you're watching Aerosmith, not Aeromyth, because you're in a venue that's packed and everybody's singing and dancing, and you know what? You feel like you'd be at a show, right? If Aerosmith came to the main theater, it would be packed, right? And everybody would be, but Aeromyth plays there, and it's not the same feeling. I'm brutally honest. I'm going to give my brutally honest review. I am not absolutely positive about this, but I feel like I'm very, very certain. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. I saw Aeromyth last year on Oasis. I saw them again this time. They were in different venues. I don't believe that all of the performers were the same people.
Probably not.
And I don't think that some of them were as good. I think that the show that I saw last time was better than the show that I saw this time. Melissa, you were with me because we took the kids and we were down there dancing. Do you remember how amazing they were? I don't think it was the same guys. I don't know if it was as good this time as it was last September.
Melissa says she's looking forward to Harmony for Greece. We didn't get to see Greece on Harmony because we sailed during the pandemic and somebody got COVID and it got canceled.
It got canceled like 3 nights in a row.
David has a question. He says, when is the best month to get the lowest rate for cruising? Essentially, the best advice we can say there is avoid the holidays, avoid the summers, avoid when the kids are out of school. Any prime weeks that a lot of people are off of work or off of school, that's when it's going to be high.
And itineraries and locations and ships matter too. So, booking early right now, it used to be able to get last minute deals.
Not right now.
You can't get the same last minute deals anymore. So I advise booking early, the earlier you book, and don't be afraid to use an agent, whoever that is.
Book early, book often.
Because when you use an agent, they typically have access to group rates, even if you're not part of a group. Like, just because you have a group rate doesn't mean that you have to necessarily be traveling with a group. They have different promotional codes or different promotionals that come out when you see various travel agents posting that they can get you this deal or that deal. To pull back
the curtain a little bit, a lot of those deals are really just groups that were held earlier that the agents have access to that they can get you in on. So
but you shouldn't pay for a travel agent. Some will charge some sort of fee, sometimes like a finder's fee or whatever, or sometimes if they're looking and doing a lot of work for you, there are different. But anyway, the way we do it with cruises, You're not paying. If you book directly yourself through the cruise line, the person you're booking with on the cruise line side gets a commission, right? They're getting paid. You never see that cost. That comes from the cruise line itself. If you book through anybody else, the cruise line then does a compensation that you never see as a client. So you don't have to worry about that. And so you'll always be able to get the same deal, if not better, because they might have access to some promotional codes.
So it might not necessarily be the best month to get the lowest rate, but depending on what itinerary or what ship you choose, you can definitely, like, for example, if you'd like to go on Icon in January, you're going to pay a lot.
Yeah. Well, Icon anytime in 2024. But like a lot, like let's say the Caribbean versus Alaska too. There's different seasons, right? Like, so there's different times that are better to book for different things. But anyway, that's a good question. When is the best month?
Michael had a question.
Some people want to avoid hurricane season. Other people don't mind. Like that late fall time is a good time to book for the Caribbean.
Michael said, how do we get in touch with you about booking our next cruise? Well, there you are. You can reach us at howwecruise@gmail.com. Actually, if you go to howwecruise.com, we have all of our contact information up on the page. You can reach us through Facebook. You can reach us through Instagram. You can reach us through Twitter. You can reach us through TikTok, through YouTube, or you can just look at New Jersey and yell really, really loud.
Anyway, email's great, or we also
send either one of us a private message on Facebook, and we can give you a call or whatever.
Messages, or How We Cruise. We have our community page, but we also have a How We Cruise Facebook page. So all of those ways, we will answer all of them.
Yes, lots of communications.
So let me just plug in then real quick. Right now we have our group cruise coming up. I see Julie's in there, Mike and Maria, they're in here, Shayna is in here. Wait, Shayna was in that one in this November?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm getting my
She's in both.
I know. I'm getting so confused.
Shayna was booked for next and then came back and booked this one.
We have this November 2023 Anthem of the Seas. We have next November 2024 Freedom of the Seas.
Mm-hmm.
That one leaves out of Fort Lauderdale. Anthem leaves out of Bayonne. Mm-hmm. We will be on Icon. But the only two group cruises we have coming up right now are those two, but we can book anything. I've talked to a couple people today about different things that they're looking into for themselves, so we can help them too. But I'd love to get something on the books for summer 2024.
Mm-hmm. So let us know.
We don't have a group plan, but if there's something you want to do summer 2024 and you want it to be a group, let us know, because I'm looking into that.
We know there's a lot of stuff going on in summer of 2024. We just can't make any of it work, so we're gonna have to make something work for ourselves. We just don't know what yet. There's nothing that we found works yet.
We're funny.
So
Maria, wait until you get a whole week with us.
Yes.
Well, I mean, you already did, but again.
Maria's like, I'm never gonna talk to these people again. Julie's on both November trips.
I'm so excited
Julie,
too.
We're very proud of you for sticking with us for both and not testing us out on the first one to see if you really want to.
Well, no, she's cruised with us before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, no, we have a really, really good group going in November. It's a mixed group. A lot of people that we've met from this community, a lot of people from New Jersey. It's a huge, just mash it up kind of week. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll talk about it quick because we're over an hour here.
Okay, so. Yeah, no, I know we should be wrapping it up. But I do want to say somebody posted in the Facebook group today about they had a great time. They were there with their kids or kid, with their family, but they did feel like it was a very big ship, a bigger ship than they would have preferred, and that it was chaotic. Like it's one of those, like, not chaotic, she didn't use the word chaotic, but that's what I'm interpreting. Like just like busy and crowded and hard to find downtime. So she said when she goes with her husband on an upcoming cruise, they would like a quieter ship, and she was looking for recommendations. And the Facebook group had a lot of good recommendations. You made some, I made some. I know a lot of other people made really good. If you want a quieter ship, don't pick a time that's going to have a lot of kids, like that early summertime or late summertime right before school. Pick itineraries that will, but also pick either smaller ships, longer itineraries, because it's harder for families to go with the longer itineraries. Or also pick your cruise line. So maybe you don't want to go on Oasis of the Seas with the Royal Caribbean in June, but maybe you want to go on a celebrity cruise out of anywhere.
So Mary Ellen says she can't wait. She needs another cruise with y'all, and we agree, Mary Ellen.
I
We
totally
cannot
agree, Mary
wait
Ellen. We'd love to
cruise
cruise with you again.
And Blythe says, "Where are you going in November?" Oh, Blythe, I'm going to do what Julie so hates, and there it is. In November of 2023, we will be on the Anthem of the Seas out of Bayonne, going from Port Canaveral to Nassau and Perfect Day Coco Cay, the same itinerary we were just on with the Oasis of the Seas. It's just same itinerary, just a different ship and a different time of year. Yeah. Anthem of the Seas is more designed as a cold weather ship. It's got a lot of really cool tech on it. It's a quantum class ship. It's got a Seaplex on there, which is a large area that they use for multi-purpose. Sometimes they'll be playing volleyball or soccer there. Other times they're playing. They got the bumper cars out, or one night there's a roller skating thing. And what's really cool about it is Playmakers sits right above it, so you can sit at Playmakers and watch all the people fall down while they're roller skating.
They also have the pool that has a retractable roof, so it can be an indoor pool. Yeah, just a different type of ship. There's no boardwalk, there's no Central Park, but it's still a large ship that holds a lot of people.
It's got the North Star, which will take you 300 feet up.
That big crane thing
above the ship.
Up,
so lots of good views. I don't know what this was. It was like an elephant or something. I don't know what that was.
There is a giraffe on the ship.
There is a giraffe on the ship. Maybe that'll be part of the, I don't know, we'll do like a scavenger hunt or something. I don't know. But Anthem has a lot of really cool things. They serve food in the pub on Anthem, which I'm looking forward to. So we don't have to be running around looking for pizza. So I'll hide this because Julie doesn't like it. But we'll go back to the chat here.
It's okay if you put it up like that. Just don't do it the whole time.
I did. Mary Ellen, that is a 7-night cruise that leaves from Bayonne and goes to Port Canaveral.
November 5th.
November 5th through 12th, Sunday to Sunday. So you might have to take Monday or Tuesday off of work because you're going to need it. Catherine says everyone needs to hit the thumbs up. Yes, Catherine, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Anna says, have you been on Vision? We booked our next one on a much smaller ship. We have not been on Vision, but we just...
it looks like a beautiful ship. Though.
Yes.
I've not been on one, but
so the older Royal Caribbean ships don't have that Royal Promenade. They don't have they have a Centrum, which is more like the traditional atriums of what Julie grew up with cruising on Carnival. So that's a really cool thing that we're looking forward to seeing on some of those older ships. Rob says he just planned an ABC cruise on the Celebrity Beyond for September. Not summer, but not summer per se, unless you ask a calendar. But yes, ABC Islands is an awesome cruise. We just did that.
It doesn't matter when you go to ABC. It is hot.
It is hot.
It's hot. But oh my gosh, I absolutely love that. Rob, check out Kokomo Beach. That was awesome. I mean, if you want to go to a beach. If you don't want to go to a beach, don't check out Kokomo Beach. But that was in Curacao. That was really, really awesome. We like that. We went to Eagle Beach in Aruba. And Bonaire, we did an excursion, a snorkel excursion.
Yes, Andrea Reef. Mike says, heading off for the night. Again, great meeting you guys. We'll definitely keep in touch and be watching your content. Thank you, Michael.
Thanks, Mike.
It was great meeting you too.
We didn't last night. They switched the tables around until the very end. We didn't even notice that you guys were sitting a table over, and we never did get any footage of that night with you guys. So I'm sure that you guys are probably in the.
But thank you for joining us. Thank you so much. We will definitely be seeing you around, and hopefully we get to cruise with you again soon. Mary Ellen says she doesn't like the mall feel of Navigator. You know, that's a common complaint.
If you don't like the mall feel of Navigator, then you're definitely not going to like the mall feel of Oasis. Have you been on an Oasis class?
It's very similar.
It is that way in the middle, and I hear that complaint over and over again. People, we're with Amanda, and it was the first time that she was on an Oasis class or a Royal Caribbean ship, and she said that I should let her speak when she does hers, but she really missed the feel of seeing the ocean from a lot more locations. She felt like she couldn't see the ocean enough. And she called it mallish too.
Yeah.
For me, that doesn't bother me.
Well, like I said, we've been going for an hour. We had a great group cruise, and we're still tired from that. So I need to go to bed because
we're a little slow.
I actually have to go back to work tomorrow, which I'm not really looking
I got to keep working
forward to. So we're gonna,
and I have to answer about 4 different messages from people that just sent me for looking for their stuff. So if you're looking for
please.
information from us, it's coming.
book cruises, because the more cruises you book, then we don't have to do the day jobs anymore, and we can do this all full time and cruise with everybody and just book trips all the time. So thank you for joining us for another Sunday night. We will be back here again next Sunday night.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
What did we say we were going to talk about? Oh, maybe we have some good topics, but you know what? If you want to pick,
let's put a poll. We'll put a poll on the Facebook group. We're going to put a poll on our community page on some different ideas, what we can talk about next week. And we'll leave a blank. So if you want to add your own idea, go ahead, put it in there.
Yeah, let us know what you want us to talk about. Let us know if there's specific questions that you have. You know, we love this community. We love chatting with everybody, but we also like to have a good topic to talk about each week. So let us know what you want to talk about, because we love it that this chat goes so much. You know, a lot of the lives you see, our chat flies by, and I love seeing everybody interacting with each other, and we love talking to y'all. So we will talk to you again next week. And until then, stay tuned for the vlogs that Julie's working on.
Already, I'm working on them.
And
see you on the seas.
See you on the seas.